My life is in your hands. My life is in your hands. You took control when I was young, when I was not able. My life is in your hands. My life is in your hands. You took control when I was young, when I was not able.
Hi, welcome to Inspired Blessings with Junior Prince, and I want to thank you so much for joining us today. And today my guest is Rob Graziani.
Correct.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being my guest. And you're also the founder of the Graziani Fund.
Correct, yes.
Which is, and you'll be able to explain, what that is. It's a non-profit solely dedicated to providing like entertainment tickets of all kinds to people going through cancer treatments.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was actually going on your website, and in which I was, learning more about your mom and things like that, and so being the fact that the website would be the nvgrazianifund.org.
.org, correct, yes.
So you had a couple little different videos of your mom, and she seemed like she was such a heart-loving, kind, generous person.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you want to kind of share the story about your mom.
My mother was born in '32 before there was a polio vaccination. She was paralyzed from the waist down, but still was able to travel the world, see many different Broadway plays, learned how to drive with her hands, one of the first ones in New York City to do so. And also she got a college education. She adopted me, she was 48 years old.
Wow.
From Calcutta, India, at an orphanage by Mother Teresa.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hate to say this, I mean, she was in a wheelchair that whole time. And from what age?
From the age of, I believe, 2.5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She used to walk with crutches. One would be a leg brace, and she would wrap the other leg around it and walk with crutches.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. And she traveled the world and did all that.
Yeah.
She didn't let anything stop her, did she?
No, she was a person of great faith, always believing. She believed that as long as the mind was strong, the body could overcome.
Right. Now, did her parents, were they like her in the fact of traveling the world and doing things? Like, what encouraged your mom to do all this?
My mother spent the first 7 years of her life in the hospital, experimental surgeries. And our only virtual escape was reading books. My mother read over 4,000 books, I think, even more than that, when we made our donation.
Right. I think you have to speak a little bit louder, I'm sorry.
Sure. And what she did was, by reading all these books, she visualized going to all these places, including the Soviet Union and Italy and France and Switzerland.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess your mom was very smart, would you say? I mean, I guess just being able to travel the world. Now, how does she have the finances to travel the world? Is it because her parents, were they in the army or something? I mean,
what it was that she started traveling not until her 30s. So she had a lot of money saved and figured that she was never going to get married, and so she took it upon herself to start traveling. And that's how she financed all these trips and got to meet so many different people, cultures.
Right. So now you say she's in her 40s. She decides to go to Calcutta. Any particular reason?
Well, she was a member of the Columbiettes for many years, and
they are?
They are the female version of the Knights of Columbus.
Okay.
And my father, whom she meets, also a member of the Knights of Columbus. And they talk about their faith and their everything that involves helping people. And she said that she always wanted to have children, and this was the only route at that age and that particular time that they could. And they said, what a great thing to do. And here I am.
Right.
Yeah.
So your story, how does your story begin?
With the foundation, or just...
No, your story, your personal story.
I was adopted. I was very sick when I came over.
Right, but let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
I mean, I could say at the beginning of my story is I was found 2 days old in a public bathroom in a train station in Korea. So where would you say your story starts from?
It starts from a orphanage in Calcutta, India, in a very impoverished area. And
So why were you put in the orphanage?
my biological parents couldn't afford to keep me.
And how old were you?
I was a newborn when I was in the orphanage
Okay.
and adopted at 8 weeks.
Okay, so do you know if you had other siblings?
No, actually I don't. Actually, I just joined a group on Facebook, and there was a whole bunch of people from that orphanage, and we plan on doing the 23andMe.
Right.
Thing.
Have you thought about going to find your parents?
It has crossed my mind. Yes.
Right.
You know, the more time that goes by, maybe
Right.
less likely. I'll be
Now,
able to-
so are you the only child in the Graziani family?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay, so now you're adopted at what age?
I'm adopted at 8 weeks.
8 weeks. Okay,
Yeah.
so she had you right from the beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
So where did they live at that point? Did they come back to America?
They were living in Long Island.
Long Island?
Yep.
Okay. And so you're raised, so she raises you up in the faith of
Catholicism.
Catholicism. Okay.
Yes, correct.
Yep, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so now you had your mom for how long? You know, until she passed away?
Till 2 years ago.
Till 2 years ago. But so how old was she when she passed away?
She passed away a week before her 84th birthday, so 83 years old.
Okay, so now she started this fund, or was this fund founded after she passed away?
It was founded after she passed away. It started off that I was writing a book, if I ever did have children, that they would get to know their grandmother as an inspirational woman. And as I learned more and more stories and found her diary from the 60s and 50s of traveling the world, I said, you know, this woman traveled, she experienced things, and really enjoyed helping people. And it just correlated the two between, you know, helping people, giving people a chance to experience things. And 3 months before she passed away, it cost us $700 to go to a Met game. We had to bring the homemade, get the tickets, get the ambulance service. And I said,
And you know, some people would say, you did that for the Met game?
I know, right?
I mean, I happen to be a Met fan.
Yeah, I know. It's,
They'd be like, for the Yankees, maybe? No.
maybe. I know, right? But it was our last great memory together. And, you know, I'd never take that back. And it really, you know, there's one thing in life when you look back on it. You look back on the memories you have with people.
Oh, yeah. You know, memories are definitely very important to have, because they really turn out to be the legacy that's you're now going to be able to share with your children, if you ever have children down the road and things like that. You know, and you want them to be good. So so those are the ones that are really kind of etched into your mind. So she passed away of.
It winds up being bone cancer.
When did she realize she had bone cancer?
She broke her collarbone in July, and we brought her back into the bed and the sliding board. As she slid in, she broke her right arm, and then slid back and broke her left arm.
Oh my goodness.
And what happened was the cancer had spread to both arms, and that.
But did you know at that point that she?
No, we didn't.
So
We went to the
that's
emergency
why.
room, and they came into, into the room and told us that she had bone cancer. The breast cancer had metastasized
Oh, so she had the
the breast
cancer,
first
okay.
in 2004. This was
Okay.
2016.
right.
She thought things were behind her, and unfortunately, they weren't.
Right. That's tough. Cancer is a tough disease.
Oh, it's yes.
I mean, I had my mother and also my father-in-law going from, their average weight to like 90, 95 pounds. You know, and it's tough. Like the chemo treatment, it's a very tough medicine to take.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and then it's very hard for loved ones to have to witness, this, as well as, some people can't be there to take care of, their loved ones.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Yeah. So what made you turn around to do what you're doing today with the founding?
I've been blessed, I'm very fortunate to be here, to have such a great mother, to have met so many strong, courageous people on floor 19 at Stony Brook, was cancer unit, and I was like, I felt that this was a great way of giving back.
Right. And so, like you said, your memory was the fact that the last thing that you could think of was that Met game,
Yeah.
and that you want to give other people that memory
Yes.
as well. So explain to me, how does how does your organization help people? You know, like, what is the purpose of it?
Our purpose is for the cancer patients to get a mental escape from the treatments from the bills, because we all know about cancer. It's very expensive, as it takes a toll on your body. An escape for a day to see a live event. And what we normally do is give StubHub gift cards. And the reason why we chose StubHub gift cards as opposed to doing tickets was that in case you get done with your chemotherapy that day, you might not be well enough to go to that event. But with StubHub gift cards, we found that you could order the tickets that day when you feel well enough and just go. When you want to see the Mets or the Yankees, you could choose, or any other concert or event.
Right. Okay. So explain, how is it that your organization provides these tickets?
We provide it through donations. What we do is, on the website itself, the StubHub gift cards go directly to Linda Billy, the Director of Outreach at Stony Brook, and she disperses them amongst the people going through treatments.
Right. But how do you get to the point where the tickets are purchased from StubHub? Like, who's purchasing those tickets?
Local donors, local people whom have come across our website or in our foundation. Yeah, we don't have anyone in particular or any group in particular that are doing it. It's through our, social media or events, fundraising events that we do have.
Right. And so let's say, for instance, so you kind of go out there and networking to businesses and to say that I got this organization, and if you would like to be able to help cancer patients to have a lasting memory with their family, okay, we have the opportunity where you can be able to purchase the tickets through StubHub, because I also see you have AMC and...
Yeah, what we figured what we're going to do, and it started off with just StubHub, and the reason why sometimes people aren't well enough to travel and be amongst a lot of people, and sometimes a movie would be best. And then my mother and father both were in hospice, and the only thing you can escape from is your mind and read on your Amazon Fire or iPad. So that's why we did the Barnes and Noble, so they could buy books, e-books.
Right. So then that business then would purchase the tickets. Would they know what they would be purchasing for whom? You know what I mean? Like, how would, for instance, hypothetically, I go into your website.
Yes.
How would I even know what ticket I'm supposed to buy, or for who, or the amount, or?
Well, it gives different amounts on the website, and to know whom, we don't know who, because there's always new cancer patients coming in. What we did was we made sure everything goes directly to the director, so she can give it specifically to the patient, so nothing gets lost in translation. We figured that was the best way of doing it.
All right, so hypothetically, somebody would go and say, okay, I want to buy a $25 ticket, and then in return, then you give it to... Now, explain about the Stony Brook Cancer Center, how they're partnering with you.
Oh, well, that's where my mother and father both had their treatments through. And they've been so compassionate and nice that we figured, and we met people also, and unfortunately, but we figured that was the best partnership to do. And when we did our last one last year, we just made I think it was like 30 or 40 gift cards we brought over to them.
Now, at the StubHub, since you're giving them a lot of business, are they able to do I'm not saying kickback, but you know what I mean, something as a referral fee to help your organization provide, let's say, to update the social media, or whatever?
Well, we have reached out to them. Unfortunately, as of this moment, we don't have anything in stone.
Gotcha. Yeah, because to me that's a referral fee.
Yeah, believe me, hopefully soon. That's a long-term goal.
Are you doing this full time?
No.
What do you do on the side, or as your main
I
occupation?
do a security job over at Viacom MTV.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much time are you able to provide? Like, how much time does this take for you?
Lately, it's been more, at least 10 hours to 15 hours a week. Just concentrating on getting better and being better, and reaching people, a lot of learning about myself and learning about others, and our best way of going about things.
So now when you have on you have a tab called Team, who are those people? I mean, how do they benefit and help your organization?
Well, we have Denise, and Denise is doing a lot of the social media and marketing.
Gotcha.
And that's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And also we got Marianne, who writes a blog, and just things you think of. The blog was created basically like we had to hire a life insurance person, we had to get elder care lawyer, natural supplements, things that are acquisitive to your mind while you're going through that. And the other person is Andrew Meyer, and he does the accounting for us.
Are they volunteering or?
Yes, I'm
Right.
very lucky to have all of them.
Right, that's great. So when you're talking about the fact that you've got social media, so you mentioned you're at Facebook, and what would they be putting in there?
It would be as inspirational messages as they could possibly put in.
No, but is it the Ann?
Yes, it's Ann V. Graziani Fund.
Right.
Yes, correct.
Okay, and that's how they would find it. And then you're saying Twitter?
Twitter, Ann V. Graziani Fund. It's across the board.
Right. Yeah, no, that's good. And so you started this, I guess just a couple of years ago, or just a year and a half ago?
About a year and a half ago. It's very new.
Right, and how you finding, knowing how to do stuff and...
It's a work in progress. It's
Right.
a work in progress. You live and you learn, and good things happen.
So what would you eventually, let's say 3 years from now, what would you like to see?
A partnership with StubHub would be tremendous. Reaching out throughout the country with local cancer centers, where other people could donate to other people who need an escape from this daily grind, both the patients and the caretakers.
Right. So what events have you had, like, since it's new?
We've done comedy shows
Okay.
so far. We have our big event coming up in August.
And what's that?
It's the Long Island Ducks game,
Okay.
where we have a patient throw out first pitch. We got a luxury box for them, and they'll be able to get a day out with their family and be able to enjoy the moment.
Right.
Last person that I know of that utilized our StubHub gift card went to the Yankees-Met game.
Oh, okay, so the
And,
Subway Series. Oh, is
yeah.
that the rain out?
Oh, no. No, this was at Citi Field. She thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great. It was great to talk to her and see her experience, and she never has seen the Yankees first match, so that's an experience in its own right.
Right, so again, is that they get the tickets from StubHub through your website, and then in which then they give it to the Stony Brook, and then they decide, who to be able to.
Who they give it to, correct.
Right. Right.
And it worked out perfect. It's so good to say. She, the huge smile on her face.
Right. Did they ever take pictures and to be able to, send back to you to say thank you, or just to say we had a great time?
They have said thank you, and they didn't take pictures. They were in the moment.
Right.
Sometimes.
So if I could recommend,
Yeah.
that'd be something that'd be nice.
Yeah, you're
and then for you to
totally
put on the website, so people will be able to,
See first.
Yeah. And
absolutely.
then to be able to see how it's making people smile and things like that. So now, are you married or not?
Single, yeah.
Single. Okay, so maybe somewhere along the line you'll meet someone.
Who knows, right?
And then they'll be able to come and support you in what you're doing and things like that.
That'd be great.
So what else is it that you would like to do? Because sometimes it's nice to be able to partner with other organizations.
Yeah.
So what about Sloan Kettering?
Yeah, I was, we're discussing most recently Catholic Charities.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and because of their involvement with the Knights of Columbus, and I actually just met Mike Dolan, who's a great guy from the Knights of Columbus, and the seed was planted about like a week ago, so we'll see how that goes. But Sloan Kettering is another tremendous organization who does immunotherapy, which I wish that we would have done, but yeah.
So what is that, immune therapy?
Immunotherapy, it increases your immune system. It helps fight off the disease, and we didn't do that.
Well, that's what it is with the chemo treatments, it kills the good cells along the way.
It's unfortunate, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know some doctors don't believe in vitamins, but, I could go in a different direction, but
I
I just
agree.
won't,
Yeah, no, believe me.
Yeah. So, what else is it that you would like to say more about your organization?
Just, we're hoping that this is a good breakthrough year, where we have a few events scheduled to do, and that we touch a lot of people's hearts. At the end, it's creating memories for these people and their families, and hopefully bring some joy into their lives, and maybe change the momentum that's going.
Right. Your dad's still alive?
No, he passed away from esophagus cancer.
Oh, so cancer is just so...
Prolonged. Yeah.
Right. Now, what would you think your mom would be saying, knowing that you're doing this?
She'd be proud. She would say, keep going, keep pushing. Things will come together, Robert. You got to be patient. Be patient. She, put faith in it.
Right.
Yeah, that's what she would be saying.
Right. Saying, ask God for direction.
Yes.
Yeah. It's life is very fragile, and it's just a shame. I think Long Island's very big with cancer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it our water system? Is it? What are they saying?
I don't know.
Yeah. Breast cancer, I think, is very big.
Very, very high amount, and it affects men. I remember when we were up there getting our treatments for originally for the radiation, and there were men up there who also had breast cancer, but there was unfortunately, a lot of people, all different ages, all different races.
Right. So it's not I guess the tickets aren't just for people that are terminally ill with the cancer, or is it also, like everybody who's, let's say, would get a ticket to an event, they might also survive?
Yeah, and that's what we hope. We hope that it's a change of momentum. We hope it's a change for, in their perspective. Sometimes it's easy to be down. It's a traumatic experience, but, you look at it and you just need that one person. You never know. Every day you can run into that person, or, see an event, or somebody can inspire you. And
sometimes I think paying it forward, so it could be even just like somebody standing online, like the concept of someone standing online saying, and you go to the register to go to pay, like, no, the person in front of you just paid for you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the thought of the fact that, wow, someone actually gave me these tickets for me, they thought about me.
Yeah.
That's definitely uplifting for them to see that it's not such a dark world.
Yeah, there's a lot of, after going to Stony Brook and seeing all the other people that are partaking in some different charities, there's a lot of great people doing a lot of amazing things.
Right.
Very blessed to have this opportunity to do and serve.
Right. Now, you're not just limited, of course, to baseball games. With StubHub, they can choose from anything that they offer?
Concerts, the Paramount, you could, even local venues that they have. The Bold Hill, they just had a concert there last night. Any of them. If a ticket's been sold, it resells on there. It's a ticket exchange. So, yeah, and there's some tremendous deals also.
Right. And so Stony Brook Hospital isn't... they're not looking at a particular age, right? It's anybody.
Anybody whom they feel it fits, and it's great for people to utilize it. You always want to see people be able to utilize it.
Right. So since you've started this, how many families would you say have been blessed by?
About 30 so far.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I guess what will be good is if you join some of the different chambers, in this way, you'll be able to meet some business people.
Yeah, that's part of the working on meeting people. But you're absolutely correct. Yeah.
All right. So, in your business, you're not a salesperson.
No.
So how are you finding this?
I just look at a perspective. I'm trying, an advocate for these people who need an escape, and that's how I do it. You're absolutely right, but that's the perspective I look at.
Well, one thing is that sometimes God has people do things that they never expected to be doing.
No, I could have never pitched this.
I, for one, no experience in this, and I'm doing this. It's because God wants to use you, and then to be able to bless you, to direct you in the direction.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that way. There's
Right.
no other way of explaining this.
Right.
It's definitely a blessing.
So when they go to the website, and again, the website is
www.annvgrazianifund.org.
and how they'll see 3 letters.
Yeah, AVG, which is about Anne and her charitable work and the type of goods that you can donate for, whether it's the Step Up gift card or the AMC movie one or the Barnes & Noble.
Right. Yeah. So I guess in a way is for them to be able to really understand how it works.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was very touched by just watching, because you click on A, and then you watch some videos, V, and then G. So it was very nice the way you. It's really like a memorial type of thing that you have for your mom, and giving her honor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she would be very proud of you today.
She's a great person. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
it's to know that you touch other people's lives. So when they're, the patient is at their event and they're happy and smiling, it's all because of what you're doing, in addition to your full-time job.
Yeah.
So so I hope the fact that people check it out, and I pray that God will bless it to increase and to be able to touch more lives, and so I don't know if you ever have like tell me about any of the big events that you've had so far.
Just the comedy shows have been the only ones that we've had so far.
Right.
We had another event that fell through, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm always telling people, we're looking for a speaker. You got a very inspirational story, and again, your story is kind of like mine.
Yeah.
Right?
It's great.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being my guest. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And I hope you enjoyed hearing that, and hopefully you'll check out the website. And also, I do speaking engagements, so if your organization and ministry is looking for people to share their testimony, I'd love to be able to do it through my book, as well as sing some songs that God had blessed me with. And also, I do online fundraisers that organizations and even schools and things like that, if people can be able to choose from the book, the CDs, as well as 50 cards online. And it's the easiest online fundraiser because I do all the work for you. Anyway, and if you can be able to like my Facebook Inspired Blessings page, so you'll be able to know the new updates and things like that, as well as if you can click onto the YouTube channel and subscribe, then you'll be able to get any new shows and things like that if you weren't able to watch it on TV. So thank you again, and keep Inspired Blessings within arm's reach to help give you comfort when others are at a loss for words. Thank you, and God bless. CD albums, photograph prints, Jean-Marie Prince greeting cards, and speaking engagements, JeanMariePrince.com, as well as Facebook page, Inspired Blessings, for updates, and CD Baby to listen to the songs. Thank you, and God bless. Blessings book, CD albums, photograph prints, Jean-Marie Prince greeting cards, and speaking engagements, JeanMariePrince.com, as well as Facebook page, Inspired Blessings, for updates, and CD Baby to listen to the songs. Thank you, and God bless.
My life is in your hands. My life is in your hands. You took control when I was young, when I was not able. My life is in your hands. My life is in your hands. You took control when I was young, when I was not able. My life is in your hands. My life is in your hands. You took control when I